Hi everyone, this is Neil Writer, also known as the Wax Whisperer. Thank you for joining me in my latest video. We have here a patient who attends annually to have both ears cleaned, and they suffer from psoriasis, not only in their ears but in other parts of their body, so more namely their scalp region as well. And that leads to a buildup of dead skin, keratin in both ears, and we're just commencing with this the left ear first. The consistency of this wax and keratin laterally, so nearer to the entrance, is quite soft and mushy, whereas more medially, deeper in the ear, it's more hard and crusted. And just to help with this more lateral, sticky, mushy wax, I've instilled some olive oil medical grade spray. And what the olive oil does, it helps to bind the wax together. As you can see there, it just comes out much easier. The suction probe doesn't get blocked, because when you've got sticky, mushy, glutinous wax and keratin, it can block the tip of the suction probe, so the oil just helps to lubricate it. Now, whilst you're watching this, I'm just going to explain the technique of removing the wax. More so for some of our Clear Wax delegates. I've had a few requests recently of a few specialists that we've trained in the past, just to recap on the technique of how to insert the instrument into the ear at the same time as the endoscope. And this is a good example because this patient's got quite a twisty, bendy ear canal. So I'm retracting their pinna back and up to stretch and straighten the ear. And I've then inserted the endoscope into the ear, and I'm using the right hand side edge of the endoscope to push the cartilage of the pinna and the posterior canal wall of the ear canal to the right. So that's stretching the ear wide open, and the endoscope's also acting like a doorstop. It's stopping the ear canal from closing. And by opening the ear in that way, I can then insert the instrument in. So with the instrument, I'm using the tip of the instrument to push the cartilage up and away to reveal the tip of the endoscope. And then I'm looking to glide the instrument over the top of the endoscope tip. And what that technique enables us to do, it prevents your hands from crossing over. If you're not using that technique and you're trying to lead with the instrument first into the ear and followed by the endoscope, when you get past the second bends, your right and left hands overlap, they cross, and you just lose movement, maneuverability. Your hands kind of lock. So this technique prevents you from doing that. This technique also ensures the instrument is inserted into the ear completely safely. It's not in close proximity to the canal wall, so it's not going to hurt or cause any trauma to the patient as you're inserting it. If you just stretch the ear open and trying to force the instrument in blindly, you're going to bump into the canal wall. So once the endoscope's into the ear and you're using the instrument to push the cartilage that's covering the tip of the endoscope away so that it reveals the tip of the endoscope, you can then glide the instrument over the top of the endoscope, which means when it comes into the ear, it's going to be in the middle of the ear canal. And the key is I'm not trying to visualize the wax or the keratin straight away. So in this case, this crusted wax and skin that I'm just removing, it's actually embedded on the eardrum, but the first stage of removing that is just to get the instrument in. So I'm not putting the endoscope in too far into the ear, because if I did, I wouldn't be able to see the tip of the endoscope, which means when I try to insert the instrument over the top of the tip of the endoscope, I'm going to come in contact with the canal wall. So stage one is just to get the instrument in the ear, and you want to position the endoscope just past the first bend, and then, so that's the first bend where I am now, and then to the right, in the case of the left ear, so it's the bottom right-hand side of the ear canal. The right-hand side of the